What do you specifically with jiu-jitsu? I mean, you see in the whole thing with the leg lock game now, the Danaher system, and obviously nothing's changed and everything's reinvented, but specifically in the way they're reinventing it as a system, is really changing the landscape in the grappling community. Now, like you spoke about Ryan Hall, and he's pulling off of the specific leg locks that people really didn't think were able to be pulled off in MMA. Are you approaching the specifically leg locks any different? What do you think about that whole thing?
No, I think they're great, man. You just got to do them right. And I think that's, and I'm glad we brought this up because this is important, is I think that, a lot of people have disregarded jiu-jitsu and leg locks in MMA because they just don't know how to do them. Mm-hmm. You do them wrong. It's almost like saying, if I don't really know how to box and I just throw punches at a guy's face and I lose a fight and go, oh man, boxing doesn't work. And I think that's really what happened to leg locks in the game and jiu-jitsu in particularly. And the reason why is because jiu-jitsu evolved so much from the beginning. And I had a buddy of mine, one of my black belts told me, he said, he read this somewhere, was that jiu-jitsu lost its steam when it stopped being about competing against other arts. So like, now what jiu-jitsu is about is just beating other jiu-jitsu guys. So it evolved to beat other jiu-jitsu guys in a game, as opposed to being able to really like defend yourself and win fights. So for me, I still love jiu-jitsu. So I watch jiu-jitsu competition now and like, I don't know what they're doing, but my jiu-jitsu works for MMA. I'm always going to keep my jiu-jitsu able to work for MMA and in the street. That's important to me because like that's why I got involved, because I don't want to get beat up in the street, because I know there's probably some black belts out there that would get beat up in the street because like they don't know how to like really fight. They got a good game for jiu-jitsu, but they don't know how to really fight. So I just want to make sure that there's always that connection between all the different variations of jiu-jitsu. And sometimes I feel like, pure jiu-jitsu guys don't like MMA guys and vice versa. But for me, I'm like, man, listen, we cousins. It's all the same. Mm-hmm. We got to embrace each other. Jiu-jitsu guys should embrace MMA because without MMA, no one knows what jiu-jitsu is. It's MMA, UFC is the biggest exposure for jiu-jitsu. Mm-hmm. So like, embrace that. Yeah. But it's important for me to be able to try to find the common denominators in positions of what works for sport jiu-jitsu and what's working now, like these crazy systems and leg locks, find how to bring that into MMA in a safe way where you're not getting your face punched in and going for leg locks and you being able to utilize these positions.